Hello again, Internet. How are you? So, turns out one of the key things that I get asked about a lot in marketing is how do you handle change? There's one thing you can count on in marketing. It's that plans will always be changed regularly. Right? Very, very rarely going to have a plan that you create that doesn't run into a change. One of the main reasons for that is, of course, A/B testing. Right? When you test ideas and you're driven or influenced by the data, well, what you get is a lot of changes because the ideas that you have at first will be subject to change according to the data that results. That's part of building a plan out, running tests, seeing what the result is, optimizing after you analyze it, and running more tests, right? Running more effective uses of the optimized, updated version. And this leads to constant changes in the plans. Well, that's all part and parcel of marketing. Planning for change is therefore critical to successfully marketing anything, especially online campaigns. Okay? It's planning for change is something necessary, not just in marketing, of course, but in marketing, it certainly helps to effectively plan for change. Because if you are data influenced, or if you are data driven, either way, well, you need to account for the fact that the original ideas will usually be impacted by the resulting data of the initial tests or the initial runs of the plan. This happens whether you're marketing via email or the web or SMS or WhatsApp or social media or even media channels, affiliates, any channel really even offline marketing. Right? Whether you're running billboards, newspaper ads, magazine ads, TV ads, radio ads, letters you put in mailboxes. Right? Doesn't matter. Every channel needs to be tested. Every channel needs to be analyzed. Every channel needs to be optimized over and over again. That's what the purpose of A/B testing is. A/B testing is critical to getting the process down and to getting the best, most effective marketing messaging developed and delivered. If your aim is to have high conversion rates or higher revenue per person or more traffic to your site, more signups to your emails, more members joining your thing, group, affinity group, whatever, more affiliates signing up, whatever it might be. Whatever your campaign is driven for. Maybe you're raising funds from investors. Maybe you're raising funds from crowdfunding, which are retail investors. Whatever it is, right? Whether you're trying to sell more product on your e-commerce site or whatever it might be, have more paid subscriptions, it doesn't really matter. There will always be changes that occur that impact your initial plans on the road to success for your campaign. or your product or your service. Well, then how do you plan for the change? Well, you plan for the change using lean marketing and fast fail marketing or fragile marketing. What are these things? Well, if you've been looking at my videos over any number of years, you'll notice that I am a big proponent of lean marketing and fast fail marketing, because those are the fastest ways to activate and develop campaigns for marketing to get the fails out of the way as fast as possible on a lean budget, as if you're in a startup, whether you are or not. Right? Always operate the initial plans as if you're in a startup. So guerrilla style marketing with lean methods. What does lean methods mean? That means that you don't waste a lot of time and resources over planning on things that need to be done quickly. And what does fast fail mean? It means that you do short campaigns, short tests, not months, quarters, or years, but days or maybe a couple of weeks at most. And every week you see, at least once or twice a week, how your tests are going in order to effect a change or changes that need to be made to adjust accordingly and move on to the next step. That is how you effectively implement fast fail methodology and lean methodology, right? Agile marketing methodology, right? Lean, agile, fast fail methodology. That's what you want to be doing as a marketer in today's market, especially if you're marketing high-tech products and services, because the competition is usually plentiful, the runway is usually fairly short, and you need to get products and services off the ground, out the door, and into the marketplace quicker than the next guy. One of the reasons for this is because of first mover advantage. First mover advantage is significant because very often the first mover will have the significant advantage of grabbing market share. Does that mean that all first movers are winners? No. As I've discussed many times before, very often, in fact, almost most of the time, if not most of the time, the first mover is not the winner. However, the first mover still has an advantage. And if you exploit that advantage correctly, then you can capitalize on that and make significant gains. And depending on your company goals, you might have short-term goals, middle-term goals, or long-term goals, right? You can use that advantage to your benefit. And if you don't get stale, lazy, and idle, then you have a stronger chance of being able to remain the top dog despite the moves of those that come up behind you. However, if you do get stale or lazy or idle, well then, much like Friendster or MySpace or any of those other earlier or earliest movers in the social media space, though they weren't the first either, you might very well lose your top dog status to a company that comes up later, like Facebook, that dominates the social media space through its Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram apps, right? However, it doesn't dominate the social media space of the apps that are like Twitter. Right? Twitter remains the top dog in that space, despite all of its problems, and it sure has problems. And even though it's only like the 17th or 18th most popular social platform right now, it still has brand recognition that's very strong, despite the recent changing of the brand. And it's still very mixed in terms of that. But they still have some advantage based on the fact that they were the first mover in that space. And still, all these years later, they remain the top dog in that particular space. Now, could they be taken over? Yeah, certainly. Especially with all the problems they've been having lately. But for now, they remain first mover advantage. And Facebook, in many ways, remains on top because of its first mover advantage with its acquisitions of WhatsApp and Instagram, which so it is imperative to maintain first mover advantage whenever possible, and to keep it going by continuing to build with fast, lean marketing and product development, of course. Well, it goes hand in hand, but fast, lean, fragile marketing is what keeps a lot of these top companies on top for many years. Therefore, I recommend it. All right, so plan for change. Make sure you plan from the beginning and incorporate the fact that you will be making changes regularly into your strategy as you build things out. All right, that's it for now. Happy marketing. Cheers.